The Disneyland Resort has some problems, we'll just say, when it comes to annual passes. If you haven't heard, the Magic Key program is something that has created a lot of headaches since it's been introduced, and even a lawsuit has come about due to the fact that some people feel like they didn't get what they signed up for. Well, with all the questions still in the air about what will happen with the Magic Key annual pass program, as we are just a little less than 2 months away from the renewal dates for the majority of people that are coming for their new annual passes to get those suckers renewed, Disney may be considering a wait list. Yeah, it's a little interesting. Los Angeles Daily News reporting a new annual pass waiting list just launched at Disney's theme parks in France. It has Disneyland and Walt Disney World's most loyal fans hoping the system could soon be heading stateside as a way to open up more reservation opportunities to Magic Key holders. Disneyland Paris introduced the new annual pass waiting list system for advanced reservations this week, and the new Disneyland Paris annual pass waiting list is specific to the Disney theme parks in France. According to Disneyland officials, the Disneyland Paris annual pass reservation calendar now shows 3 options for each date: available, unavailable, and waiting list. Quote, when the Disney parks are full, you can join the waiting list. According to Disneyland Paris website, if your date becomes available, your registration will be confirmed automatically, close quote. Pass holders get an email notification when they've been added to the waiting list, as well as when their requested date is automatically confirmed. Canceling the requests or confirmations can be done with a simple click at the bottom of the emails. And Disneyland launched the new Magic Key program in August 2021 after ending the original decades-old annual pass program during the COVID-19 pandemic. Sales of new Magic Key passes have been paused for all 4 levels, which we have covered here in great depth, but that's for sure. The Magic Key program is still up in the air. It is still something that a lot of people have questions about, including us. But Tyler, your assessment of a potential annual pass wait list and what sort of difference that might make for something like that coming to Disneyland?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a great idea overall. I think it would make people happier in general because I mean, when I'm scrolling through Twitter and stuff, it seems like the number one complaint I'm always seeing is that, they're sold out or the reservations are gone. And, there's really, you can kind of get some last minute sometimes. Like last weekend we were there and my buddy actually ended up getting a reservation day of on Saturday because, people probably canceled and I have no idea how he would have gotten in otherwise. So it seems like just a no-brainer. Seems like this is something that should have been a part of it from the beginning, I feel like. Now if only, this is a little small nitpick thing. It's not the end of the world, but I wish they could you could reserve through the app. Like, why does it bring you to a web? Anyway, it's a whole nother story.
I completely agree.
I mean, it's like you have to sign in twice and everything. It's weird.
And then you get an email saying, hey, someone signed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird. Every single time it's like, is this you signing in? It's like, well, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm glad for safety, but still, but I think the impact it could have is sure it'll make people happier kind of on the surface, I think, because more and more people will be able to get in, hopefully. Mm-hmm. But also, like I said, more and more people will be able to get in. So maybe the parks will even get more crowded than they are now, which we'll see. I mean, that's, I don't know. That just seems like that's what would happen. I mean, clearly this is good for them too. I'm kind of surprised they didn't want this, like I said from the beginning, because they lose money. They're literally losing money when people cancel their reservations 24 hours before, because then they're not getting more people to fill in those spots all the time. So this is going to make them more money. And, it's weird to me that it seems like for a company who's been kind of penny pinching as much as they have been recently, I feel like it's still strange to me that they do everything so separate, like that Disneyland Paris has a separate way of doing things than Florida, and then Florida has a different way of doing things from California. It's doesn't it seem like if they just kind of had a tech team that was working on these things together, that they would possibly be saving time and money? I don't know, but I don't know how they handle this stuff. I don't know what is more efficient, but anyway, it could make it more crowded, but I think it'll be good overall. I think it's good for the consumer, I guess, because I just think that it's pretty crappy if you get a pass and you can never go. At least you have a chance to join this waiting list now.
Especially as we inch ever so closer to that 100% capacity once again. That I don't know. Sometimes I think that we're already there. It's hard to determine where that capacity is, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like some the fire department came in and said, okay, 50,000 people or something, but it's like, okay, technically we can fit that many people, but should we? We gotta. I think we gotta ask ourselves that question.
I feel like the night when we walked by from the fireworks, it looked like horrendous.
Yeah.
In Main Street, we booked it to Batu and Splash Mountain because no one's gonna be over there, so we went over that way. But we were walking through Main Street, and I was like, "Are you sure we're not at capacity here? Because this looks really ridiculous."
And when they have to resort to opening backstage areas to let crowds through, I mean that seems like capacity to me. That's like if you went to a restaurant and they were like, hey, you're gonna go eat next to where we keep the dumpster, because I mean, guys, that's what you're doing. You're walking by dumpsters and stuff. But
funny to think, at Disney we typically eat on dumpsters. So
we do.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years. I guess I should be used to it.
All class.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Amen. Speaking of classy, out at Disney California Adventure this past week, Cars Land celebrated a decade of magic. I am in shock. It's been over 10 freaking years since Cars Land debuted, and
crazy.
The rebirth of California Adventure came online, and it's wonderful to know that a place like California Adventure has had a second birth, had a second opportunity, had a second option at life, especially given the fact that version 1 was pretty painful to experience. If you remember version 1, especially way back when, we're talking the first 4 years in particular, whoa, that park had a whole lot of nothing in it except for just dining and shopping, really. And don't forget Superstar Limo, by God.
Yeah.
The savior of all attractions.
Oh, man.
It can stay in the ground.
Whoa, Garrett.
Wow.
Garrett Hassel joining us.
The upside down talking mouth, man, that sure was a showstopper. And then I actually didn't mind the California lettering in the front. I thought that was kind of cool.
I think everybody misses that.
But then you see the miniature Golden Gate Bridge, and being from Northern California, I'm like, wow, that's sad. And if you're on the monorail, you don't even realize it happens because it's so small. You just you're like, oh, I got to ride again to get it. But yeah, version 2, the superior version. Looking forward to version 3 if they ever do it.
Oh.
I hope not.
Wow.
Don't touch my Carthay Circle.
The way it is now, Buena Vista Street is it's artwork, and it's it shows Walt when he came to this wonderful place called California.
That's right. A suitcase and a dream, right? I knew you were going to say it.
Dang it. I think it's one of my favorite entrances to any of their parks, actually. Just because I think they did such a wonderful job on it, and it's takes you, we've seen Hollywood before in, at Hollywood Studios. I almost wanted to call it MGM. My brain went to MGM for a second there.
Default.
Going back in time.
But we've seen Hollywood before, but this one is just a kind of classier, locked in time kind of version of Hollywood that I think people think of when they it's they used to have those postcards at lining all the front of DCA 1.0 every shop had a really ugly postcard.
Greetings from California.
Yeah, and this is what this was bringing a postcard to life when they built Buena Vista Street.
Totally.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
So,
and don't forget Santa's beach blast every holiday season. Santa in board shorts in the Sunshine Plaza area with that big hubcap that was the icon of the park. Hideous.
I was like, what is that? It's it's a California sun, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it really adds up.
It's just a chrome circle.
Yeah. Who wants to experience California in California?
Didn't they build it in the wrong direction or something too, so that the sun was always behind it or something? I don't know. I remember
probably.
I remember there being some issue with photo taking that made it not the best choice. Anyway,
it was there were a lot of problems with that park. But Cars Land is celebrating 10 years. One of the most immersive, spectacular lands Disney's ever created. Katrina, maybe a favorite thing about Cars Land. What do you enjoy most about the place?
Oh man. It's the small detailing, and then I love Shaboom at night when it's dusk and it's going to dusk, and then if you just stand in that right position, everybody just starts, all the whole street starts lighting up little by little, until you get to the very end where Radiator Springs Racers is, and then that's like the final stop. But it's
Just
it's
like
always
in the
so
movie.
magical, you know, if you catch it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always so fun, and then you have to sing along. But that's what I love about it. It's just like the small detailing.
Yeah, real sense of community in that land, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you think, Tyler?
I mean, for me, it was like just gonna come out and say it.
Just say it.
I think the Cars movies are probably the worst. Some of the worst Pixar
You
movies
don't
ever
like
made.
Lightning McQueen. You've never hit that fact at all.
Lightning
whether
McQueen
it's on the
is-
show or in person.
Lightning McQueen is one of the worst protagonists in Disney history. Anyway, just because
Wow.
he's just such a jerk. He's still a jerk. He
is,
went through this
he
whole
is. Mater's such a good guy.
yeah. Mater, like that's the
That's
thing.
why
when
they made
when-
him a popcorn
yeah,
bucket.
Well, yeah, that too. But when they made the second movie about Mater, they realized, oh, people don't really identify with Lightning McQueen because I don't know. At least that's what I think. But
And then the third movie's not even about him. It's about Cruz Ramirez. for
right,
the most
exactly. So it's just I don't know. Anyway, bottom line is the reason I bring that up, why I'm not really a huge fan of the Cars movies, is because Cars Land made me like the universe.
Yeah.
Like Cars Land made me actually appreciate, all like the cast of characters. I still am not a huge fan of Lightning McQueen, but like the whole cast is really just a fun time. And even when you go to like Ramon's shop and everything during Halloween, and they have like the offerenda for Doc, and it's like really kind of a beautiful moment that I don't know, it really gives life to these characters, and makes you feel just like you're part of this world, which I think is kind of amazing that they recreated this whole little town and made it feel like it is straight out of the movie. And like I mentioned Halloween briefly, but like when they do the overlay, like it's some of the most fun places in the park.
Absolutely.
When they do the Christmas and the Halloween overlays, because it just like brings a whole nother level. I will say something creepy about the Christmas overlays.
Oh.
Is like, have you ever thought about the fact that like a lot of their ornaments and things like that are actually like pieces of cars? So they're basically hanging body parts on their Christmas trees and stuff like
Wow.
that, which is
That's
very,
dark,
I
real
feel like
fast.
it's more like a Halloween thing, but like Mater has like a spark plug on top of his tree and stuff. And I'm kind of like, you're just taking ppieces off your body and making it a decoration. You
Quite
sicko,
morbid.
Anyway, Cars Land
That's
is
why it's
beautiful.
scary during Halloween and also during Christmas.
It's like that car that sits outside of the curio shop, the like zombie looking car that's trying to
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that. Dude,
that is scary.
It is
yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah.
that, and like I love the little detail where like if you hang out there long enough, the radio kind of kicks on every now and then in like a little spooky way, and the light kind of there's like smoke kind of coming from the radiator, and they really did a great job on those overlays, and just Cars Land in general. It's one of the most beautiful lands they've built at any park in years, period. So
Totally immersive, truly spectacular wraparound feel, and it's unfortunate to see that some other lands that have come online since then elsewhere don't even measure up. They aren't even of the same caliber. So, Garrett, Cars Land, maybe a special memory, something you like about the place?
I absolutely love the size and scale of it. The first time I went there, Radiator Springs Racers just blows you away, especially when you're in the final stretch and you're going around the engine monument or whatever that has the RR. They're going around it. You're just like, man, that thing is so flipping big. And then you see the Cadillac mountain range, just the attention detail, like what Katrina said, and just like how big everything is. They could have easily done, what they did originally with Star Tours at Hollywood Studios, where it's like, oh, look, it's indoor forest and look at AT-AT. But no, they went all out and made this a true land where you could spend hours there and not get everything done, like whether that's the Cozy Cone or, Ramon's shop or Luigi's tire. Like, I like Luigi's area. I think it's so cute, whether it's the
too.
first version of it with the balloons and the bouncing or what is now where it's like a whole dancing. I haven't been on the dancing thing. I went on the original one.
It's
But
cute.
the size and scale is just amazing, and just seeing it's like, man, this thing is huge. And when you do see the characters come out, everyone knows where they are, because they could have done intro, but no. You get a life size Lightning McQueen, a life size Mater, and they're big. They're big guys like Mater, and they talk to you. That's really cool.
yeah, I like when Red the fire truck comes out too. Like that's always a good one, and he's like just hanging out in the middle of the plaza. They haven't done it for a long time, but when DJ used to come out and they had the little show too, like
Yeah,
Oh,
Dance and
it was a good
Drive.
time, yeah.
Yep. I miss DJ's Dance and Drive. He had his DJ's Fly Girls. They came out there and
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
a little dancing with them and stuff. It was fun. Yeah, the land has a hell of a lot of charm, very special place, and certainly we tip our hat to you, Cars Land. Congratulations on 10 spectacular years.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.